After 19 races in the Fisher Studios Truck Series this season, only 4 drivers remain chasing a championship, and tonight in the Homestead-Miami Speedway, they'll be given 100 final laps to chase down their goal. This is the season finale, 150, the season 4 finale, and it will come down to your final 4 drivers in the 20th race of the season. Great to have all our fans here live on FTN. I'm your host for tonight's broadcast, David Droitz, and it looks like we're only about 5 subscribers away from the big 1,000. If you'd love to join us on our journey to getting to 1,000, you can today. Just click that subscribe button. We would love to have you. Nevertheless, we've got ourselves a great battle qualifying underway, and it is open qualifying. Green flag's been out for quite some time as Jordan Kuntz is the man at the top of the board in the Proximity Racing Ford F-150 on top by 1/10 right now, and this could be the most important qualifying session of the season. Alec Daffin not too far behind by 84 1,000ths of a second, still trying to chase him back, and Vinny Tigner jumps up to second, only 4 1,000ths off with 1 minute and 37 seconds remaining. This is the final chance to establish dominance with track position, and if Vinny's able to do so, he could start this one on the top of the board. Alec Daffin now going to be on his way in the number 48. 3 drivers within 80 thousandths of a second. Kyle Jackson, the 4th and final man chasing the championship, not too far behind. So your final 4 starting first, second, third, and fourth, if all stays the same. Jackson now going to be on the way in that number 96 Eggside machine, looking to get back on his way here as he comes out of corner number 2 onto the track. Pit road exit, he's made it past. Now time to see what he's got in store as Jordan Kuntz taking one last flyer right behind Alec Daffin. Draft could come into play here. This is the only opportunity for Jordan Kuntz to use that draft as they all go all out one last time. Daffin going to be a bit higher that time through as they come through 3 and 4. We'll see if this is going to be a difference in line. Down low, it looks like Alec Daffin does not take it. He'll take it to the middle seam, then indeed bottom out, and come back on his way. Alec Daffin's got a final chance here and now, and for the number 48 machine, he's putting it all into this lap. Let's see what he's got. Checkered flag's going to fall in 20 seconds time. Daffin jumps up to second, 50 thousandths off. Maybe there's one more at this time through. He's got the pedal to the metal here. He's got one more opportunity. One more lap coming down the backstretch. Jordan Kuntz still right there with them, is the fastest and just at the fastest lap with his draft. 3 seconds come down to none, and it will officially be Jordan Kuntz on the top spot, and he's going to come down a pit road and call it a night in qualifying. Daffin dotted line here and now, and he's not going to be able to improve. Vinny Tigner comes off of the backstretch, and it looks like he will choose not to take another lap. He's done. 31 seconds remaining. Vinny Tigner down and out, and qualifying is over this season. The 20th and final race has all come down to this 5-minute qualifying session, and your final 4 will line up first, second, third, and fourth as they all get ready here in the Homestead-Miami Speedway. 100 laps, and then we've got ourselves a total of 150 miles to get this race off the record books. It's going to be a phenomenal show. 7 drivers looking to get this one done, and they're already here and now. Fisher Studios in the chat, thank you for stopping by. Great to have you here. Great to see that you'll be back next time we go at it, and that's going to be Daytona for the Season 4 opener. Nevertheless, your drivers are going to be on the starting grid here and now. Let's take a look at who we've got front and center. And without further ado, this is the final starting grid of the season for the Season 4 finale. Let's take a look at what we got on the board. It's the 00 machine of Jordan Kuntz, who finds himself on the pole position for Proximity Racing. His Ford F-150 going to be up there on the top spot with a 33.169, and the 00 goes up to the top of the board once again. How about that for Jordan Kuntz? And then right beside her, the man who's had momentum coming into this one, he was your winner at Kentucky just before Jordan Kuntz got the win at Phoenix. It was Alec Daffin, and the 33.219 puts him there outside of row number 1 in the second spot. overall. Then we're going to take a look back to row 3, and you'll see more drivers in the final 4. Your first 2 are, of course, going to be first and second in qualifying. How's about Vinny Tigner, who got very close to beating Alec Daffin in qualifying? 5/1000ths of a second separate the 48 machine and the number 99, but the Chevy Silverado that leads the way is Vinny Tigner, and he'll be starting inside of row 2 in the 3rd spot overall with a 33.224. Kyle Jackson outside row 2, going to be right there with them, and Jackson, the final member of the final 4, going to be starting in 4th with a 10th of a second off that lap. 33.391, the 96 machine, another Silverado, and it's going to be 1 Ford and then 3 Chevys in our final 4. No Toyotas made it all the way. Kyle Jackson able to squeak in with Logan Lax, the 5th man on the board. 33.394 for the man in that number 52 machine. So Logan Lax able to put himself on the top 5. Final man within that top 5 this season in qualifying is Marshall Harris. Will be scored in position number 6. 25 machine gets himself there with a 33.537 in that number 25. Brand new driver for Shaw Racing. Looks like they've got themselves yet another talent in the team. So final man of the track overall going to be Cameron Perez in the number 24 machine. Perez with a 33.621 going to be the final driver in this field of 7, and that will round out your final starting grid of the season, the Fisher Studios Truck Series Season 4 finale here at the Homestead-Miami Speedway. And with that being said, it looks like they're already just about at the start finish line. Proximity Racing's Jordan Kuntz once again up in front, and he's looking to lead the field once more. Dominance last time we went racing at the Phoenix Raceway. Alec Daffin won at Kentucky. We'll see who's able to come back to victory lane. It could be Tigner or Kyle Jackson too. The final 4 and the final race gets on their way here at Homestead-Miami. Let's go racing for a championship. And just like that, at a corner number 4, it's going to be Jordan Kuntz, still the top man on the order. And it looks like he was going to be able to keep himself right there. 00 leads the way first lap in, and he's already building a gap. How about it? 100 laps, not a lot of time at the Homestead-Miami Speedway. So he's going to try to make the hard work easy, get it done early, and go from there. It's the number 00 up on top. 00's on the move. Then right behind, going to be the man in the 2nd spot in Alec Daffin, and it looks like a brand new paint scheme for Jordan Kuntz tonight in that 00, running his fixed paint scheme, which we've seen on other racing series such as the McConey Setup Shop C-Fix series, where he is the championship point leader. So a bit of a different look for the man in that proximity racing machine, and with the 00 having no number tonight, it is a 0 and a 0 on that number tally. Let's look back to Alec Daffin right now. Daffin finds himself just in front of his teammate in Cameron Perez. Perez back for the first time in 16 races, and he's looking to close out this season strong. Going up to the high side, he's got Vinny Tigner working him down low. These two, who are in 2nd and 3rd right now, could work together as the night goes on. That might be the plan. 3 of the drivers in this 7-car field are Shaw Racing teammates, so keep an eye on that. Marshall Harris right now going to be further back, but Cameron Perez now making up ground. The high side goes for it and one on the wall. That's going to be 96 machine in trouble. Kyle Jackson goes down, and he's going to find himself on the wrecker spinning, and it looks like it's only getting worse. Kyle Jackson gives the first man in trouble. No caution going to be called, and he's one of your final 4 drivers, so this impacts the championship race. Let's take an instant replay, find out what happened to Kyle Jackson. And Jackson, the first wreck of the night, has retired. His season's over. It looks like he's going to go down to pit road, 1 lap down, to see whether or not he comes back on the circuit. He gets loose, then overcorrects it, comes back in, and slams the inside barrier there, and that's a lot of damage. Spins out, and being a lap down so early is just about a death sentence as we look back live. It's going to be the 96 there on pit road, and the leaders flying by, led by the 00 machine of Jordan Kuntz. Kuntz makes it through. Cameron Perez not too far back, and now the number 24 machine is scored in second. Maybe looking for an underdog victory in his own right as the number 6 lap we have just hit it. Perez on the move already, trying to make it count and maybe trying to find himself in victory lane at the end of the night. How about that for the number 24? First time we've seen him race ever since the first half of the season, and now he's looking good. Maybe got a chance to go for a podium on his first race back as they come down to the line all over again. Jordan Kuntz going to be able to lead it, and he's got himself a 0.3 of a second advantage. Cameron Perez still right there with them. So 7 laps through. Marshall Harris has just retired. Kyle Jackson is 3 laps down. That's going to leave us with 5 drivers here in the lead lap, and the rest of the field in trouble very early. Cameron Perez working his way through, trying to chase down Jordan Kuntz. Looking back, it's Vinny Tigner trying to get right in there with the number 48 machine of Alec Daffin, and there it is. 2 drivers retire already. Jackson looks to be done for the night and the season, and the 96 goes out with a big loss. Getting it all lost on that backstretch. Gonna end up destroying his championship chance. He'll come home 4th in the championship. Now the final 3 will battle the rest of the way. Jordan Kuntz still has that lead. 4-car pack. In the back of your frame, it's Logan Lax, and just like that, we got ourselves a bit of a problem. The 52 at least does, as he's 3 seconds behind the remainder of the field. The rest of these guys are only spread out by just about a second, so they're not in bad standing, not in the slightest. They'll keep on racing, no trouble. Just like that, it's going to be Cameron Perez going up high once again. Cameron Perez is going to be able to make it work on that top side. Not too far back, though, is his teammate in Alec Daffin. Daffin trying to make a move, but it looks like it's only going to lose him time. Now Vinny Tigner on his back bumper as they go through laps 9 and 10. It's going to be the Fisher Studios Season 4 finale coming down to 2 bunches of 2 drivers. And now Perez is going to be coming down low. Look at him go. Perez is going to be making a move. He gets closer to the back bumper that time by. Now looking to set up a shot. And now it's going to be the proximity racing machine moving down to the bottom side. And it looks like he's going to try to get a run off the backstretch to get some more momentum. Maybe make that move. Jordan Kuntz decides to go down low. He'll try to do it a bit differently. That time by, he does stick it. But Cameron Perez getting closer and closer. Maybe the end goal is to make a move on this 00 machine and get him shaken up. And if he does that, maybe Alec Daffin can come through and get himself that spot. He's still having to defend on Vinny Tigner here. However, it looks like Tigner going to be further off the back bumper after further evaluation. And it looks like he's going to go up high once again. So trying to replicate Cameron Perez. His teammate Alec Daffin goes up to the high side, no issue that time around. The 00 of Jordan Kuntz, however, still leads the way. Perez going to go down to the bottom side and wait this one out. 11 laps in, no yellow flag, and with the drivers we have right now, there shouldn't be a need for one for the rest of the season. This race will come down to strategy. That is a certainty of this race as Cameron goes down low. Daffin's going to go up high. Maybe we'll see the Shaw Racing drivers shuffle positions and try to work something out in the long term instead of playing it hard very early. They're still in very close touch with Jordan Kuntz. However, he's going to break away just a bit more as the 2 Shaw Racing machines swap positions. Daffin now finds himself in second. He's going to stop running in the draft of Cameron Perez, and this is going to give him the opportunity to chase down the 00 himself. Vinny Tigner stays there in that draft. Maybe he's got himself an opportunity as we go right by. Kuntz has himself the lead. 2 drivers going to go to the top side, and then Vinny Tigner lays back. He's still there down low. As they come across lap after lap, it looks like that 00 is still gaining no matter what the rest of this field does. They try it differently time after time, simply can't make it work. The proximity racing machine getting out of their sight. Daffin might be the only driver that has an opportunity now. Cameron Perez gave it up, and he's going to almost give up a spot again. This time it'll be to Vinny Tigner. Vinny drops down low. He's got himself a shot to go for, and it looks like he will. Going to be the number 9 iMachine playing into his chances for a podium. He's been able to make it happen many times before on different strategies. He was playing a very odd strategy game at a track like Kentucky. It was only going to work if there was no yellow flag. Unfortunately for his sake, it was a yellow flag late in the game. There was Alec Daffin who was able to take it back over for the lead and the win. Daffin with 1 win this season coming into the night. Jordan Kuntz with 4 coming into the night. These two drivers have been dominant, but it has been evident the 00 machine is the one that can come in clutch for a victory. Daffin has been very consistent all season long, podium after podium, but every time this man is on the track, nobody can beat him. At 15 laps in, that still seems to be true tonight. It is still all Jordan Kuntz at the moment. Cameron Perez is going to be fading back even more. It looks like Vinny Tigner got the better of him and then some. Logan Lax trying to keep himself in the game. He finds himself 4.5 seconds away from the top 4 guys. He's the final man on the track, the final man on the lead lap. And 16 laps through, he still should be able to come home with the top 5, albeit very far behind contention with the rest of these drivers up in front. Jordan Kuntz got himself a half a second lead. Then we go back to Alec Daffin in second, Vinny Tigner in third, and then Cameron Perez in position number 4. Top 4 guys remain the same at the moment. They might be able to stay that way for a long time as we come through. This is going to be the long haul here in Homestead-Miami. It's all up to how Jordan Kuntz drives it. He's the man who really determines the strategy tonight. And Jordan Kuntz has himself a good advantage already. He just has to keep on going to lock it down and lock it in. Daffin, while going to come down to backstretch in second, he might have himself a bit of trouble holding on to it. There's Tigner getting closer for the first time ever since lap 10. Maybe now we'll see a battle for the second if the battle for the lead is not going to happen. Coming through once again for GM Racing, it's going to be Vinny Tigner on that back bumper, trying to make it work. Gonna wait for now, and it looks like the waiting game will be played. He'll drop down low. Daffin stays patient and stays up high. He'll get that momentum, and he'll be able to clear once again. Daffin gets the move on it, and just like that, the Shaw Racing Machine stays there in second. Vinny Tigner not too far behind in third. And strategy might come into play already. These drivers have been running it long. At the moment, it looks like that's the way it will stay. 18 laps in, no yellow flags. The field separated by 5 seconds. The top 3 only separated by 1 second flat. However, Vinny Tigner and Alec Daffin know their championship chances are fading lap after lap the way things are going. It simply looks like that 00 has an opportunity to continue to break away. It might not be that simple, though. If Jordan Kuntz does falter, there's still a chance something could happen. And if it does, these two drivers right behind have the opportunity to pounce. Pit road might be the most important place for them. Maybe they'll try something different. Perhaps 2-tire strategy. Maybe going to be a bit less on the fuel load. Try to make something work differently if you want to get this win, because the traditional way seems to be the way that Jordan Kuntz has mastered, and that's the reason he's so far out in front. 20 laps through already in the Season 4 finale. He's got himself a good lead, and he's going to try to continue to build on that. Vinny Tigner still stays 0.2 of a second off of Alec Daffin. Daffin might be in the worst position of the drivers up in front. He's the man who's burning up that energy in the motor, using more fuel, burning that tire. He does not have any draft the way Vinny Tigner does, and because of that, he's going to have to chase down the championship leader himself. That would bring along the 99. Best case scenario for both of them, they make it. Vinny could slingshot, and worst case scenario, which could be what's happening right now, they don't make it, and both of these drivers battle with each other and lose even more time. Might even lose more position. However, Cameron Perez is fading back just a bit more. The long run pace does not look to be with the 24, and Logan Lax, way off the pace right now, finds himself 7 seconds adrift. Perez down a pit road this time by getting the first pit stop of the night. We'll see what he wants from his pit crew as the Chevy Silverado number 24 comes down and in for service for the final time this season. It could be coming in very early compared to his competitors up in front. Logan Lax now going to go up to 4th. Rest of the field stays the same. It's going to be Jordan Kuntz leading by 0.8 of a second. Not too far back, going to be Alex Daffin and Vinny Tigner going to be in third. Top three guys remain the same, and it looks like they've got themselves up in a good pack right now. Maybe there's more to come. Cameron Perez goes one lap down that time by, and it looks like he is going to be back on his way. First pit stop of the night for the man in number 24, and he's going to be playing a different strategy. He'll be the oldest one of them all, and now finds himself on the newest set of Goodyear rubber. Jordan Kuntz now finds himself out in front by 0.8 of a second. Alex Daffin has not been able to make any gains. He's only lost time, but they were dead even that time by on lap speed. As a matter of fact, Daffin faster by 1,000 of a second. Let's see this time by. It looks like the same story will not be the case. Daffin does lose 0.02 of a second. And Jordan Kuntz continues to keep that lead away from the rest of the field. Daffin goes up high once again. Vinny Tigner only back by 1/10 of a second. Might be able to make it happen and get that runner-up spot himself. Now he'll have a chance to go for it, but he does not use it. He will lay back, continue to be very patient with that number 99 machine. You don't want to waste your opportunity, end up on the record the same way Kyle Jackson did. And that's what all but gifted these top three guys a chance to go for the championship themselves. Jackson eliminating his opportunity with a first 10-lap incident and parking it just after has given these three a chance to break away. The man who's broken away the most, though, is easily the man up in front. In first, it's Jordan Kuntz. The 00 machine leads the way 25 laps in, a quarter of your way through, and the championship hopefuls have found themselves in the podium all night long. But it's been Jordan Kuntz flag to flag this point onward. Maybe he can keep it that way as he comes down to the stripe once again to make it lap number 26. Not too far back, it'll be Vinny Tigner, but Daffin down the pit road this time by will take it in, and he's got himself his first pit stop of the night. Gonna try something different. He'll come in a bit early, same with his teammate beforehand, and now he'll try to best the number that Cameron Perez put down for his time on pit road. Fastest pit stop of the night so far has been a 39.8 second effort, and I'm not quite sure how competitive that stop has been, given how far off Cameron Perez is on the track. Might not be as aggressive as Alex Daffin is on the road, as it's going to be Jordan Kuntz coming down this time by, and he will be able to get past Daffin. Daffin with the fastest pit stop time by almost 2 seconds flat. That is a 38 flat second marker, 1.8 quicker than Cameron Perez, and now he'll have himself the opportunity to get back on the way and chase down his teammate and maybe make the strategy work to the checkered flag. It's Jordan Kuntz leading the way 27 laps in. Stay tuned. The championship is far from being decided. It has been a great show so far for the 00 machine, but now he's got himself worrying about Vinny Tigner. Tigner's down in that time by, brake smoke and all, and he's going to come through for his first pit stop of this 100-lap affair. 28 laps in, he's on his way, and now has himself a shot to go for a different strategy. We'll see if he takes it. Jordan Kuntz, he's more of a traditional guy when it comes to strategy, but Vinny Tigner, he's been known to make some decisions to try to get that late race edge, and he comes in the latest of your championship 3 drivers. Jordan Kuntz does. This time by, he chooses to stay out, and he'll try to make it a 30-lap stint, maybe more, as he stretches this one out all the way. Fuel limits have been the big thing about strategy all season long. If you can't manage your fuel strategy, you have no chance at managing strategy to win a race. Jordan Kuntz has been one of the best in managing fuel and tire all season long, and he's looking to do it all over again. That number 00 machine, 29 laps through, he's got himself a shot to do it all over again, and now with Alex Daffin right behind him, he might have to come to pit road. Daffin slices down the inside. He'll keep that man on the track one more time by. Maybe lap 31 is the move for the man in the 00. He leads by 10 seconds. Logan Lax going to be in second, but he has not gone down to pit road just yet. 5 drivers in your field still going at it. Last is Vinny Tigner. And Tigner right now scored in the 5th spot, 1 lap down. His pit stop time almost as slow as Cameron Perez. Daffin had the edge on pit road, that's for certain, and it might play a part when Jordan Kuntz comes down to pit road. And it looks like it won't be this time by either. Kuntz is going to be running the very long game here, trying to make it happen with a long first stint so you don't have to worry about the rest of the race. That's a good way to do it for Jordan Kuntz. and he's been known to do it before, so I don't doubt that's the plan in mind. Long run the rest of the way if you can just get that first good stint here and maybe even make a short run dash. Worst case scenario, down and through once again. The backstretch has seen Jordan Kuntz now a total of 31 times, and each and every time he's seen it, it's been the leading truck, that 00, and he looks to keep it that way once again. Maybe waiting on Logan Lax here. Lax in second, 11 seconds back. Not a threat for the win on strategy right now. However, he is a threat to take away some bonus points that would only matter for him. I don't think that Jordan Kuntz is all too concerned. The championship format is the highest finisher in the Final Four is the champion. It is all a level playing field going into the night. Logan Lax and Cameron Perez do not affect the championship picture at all. Tigner's going to go around this time by. Looks like he's going to be able to get that lead lap status back. And now the number 99 finds itself back on the 5th spot. Jordan Kuntz has been buying his time, making this wrong run. It's been a long run, maybe not the wrong one. 33 laps in, and now maybe safe for a 2-stop night. 33, 66, and maybe stretch it out to 100. That's the end goal for the 00 machine. It appears no other driver doing it the same way. Proximity Racing's top driver all season long now comes down a pit road, and he's going to break this race into thirds. Just like that, it's Jordan Kuntz down and in. 33 becomes 34 laps in as Logan Lax this time by. It looks to be running out of gas himself, but he will try to go around for one more time as he looks to lead his first lap of the night. He might have to go one longer as Logan Lax takes the lead for the first time this season in the 52 out in front, trying to stretch it out for one lap led. Jordan Kuntz right now still on pit road. Alec Daffin not coming first. It's going to be Cameron Perez who comes through, and now Alec Daffin has himself the championship lead. Vinny Tigner not too far behind, and Jordan Kuntz now very far back in that 5th spot. However, the difference in tire age is tremendous. It might be enough for the 00 machine to chase these guys back before his next stop. We'll see whether or not that's the case as the 48 machine now leads the championship picture by a total of 4 seconds over Vinny Tigner and notably 7 seconds over Jordan Kuntz. Big time deficits being made here in Homestead, and it's Logan Lax who leads the way so far. At 35 laps in, it's been the 52 and the 00. Your only 2 leaders all throughout the night. 35 laps in, 5 drivers remain this season going at it as Logan Lax comes down to pit road. He's going to give up that lead and give it right back to Cameron Perez. Now, the number 24 going to be able to take the lead for the first time in Homestead. And just like that, we got ourselves our 3rd leader of the day. The 24 takes it immediately after the 52 gets it. And now he's got himself a chance to lead his teammate throughout the track. Not too far behind, there he is, Alec Daffin, 7/10 of a second right behind, and it's going to be that man in the 48 looking for something a little different than usual out of this truck, and that is the chance to tow right behind his teammate in the 24. Cameron Perez, not a regular this season. The league owner has not been in it all too much as a driver. However, with this special opportunity to lay in that tow, he doesn't have to use all too much of the power in that truck. He can wait, bide his time even more, and if the 24 ends up losing time, he can act as a bit of a roadblock to the man in that 00 machine. Jordan Kuntz still pretty far back, 5.9 seconds adrift, with Vinny Tigner still scored in 3rd, 4 seconds away. Top 4 drivers still within 10 seconds, and Jordan Kuntz climbing through the ranks very fast, down the backstretch at a speed of just about 175 miles an hour before bringing it back down and breaking it all the way in. The low line has been a specialty as Alec Daffin looks to take the lead from his teammate, and that he will do. 38 laps in, the 48 machine now out in front by just a nose. He's going to be able to clear him though, get that momentum through, and now Perez finds himself in second. The 48 and the 24 working their way through the backstretch, 1 and 2 for the first time tonight. No, it has been the 48, your race leader, and just like that, 4 of the 7 drivers who have started this event are race leaders, at least 1 point in time. Vinny Tigner, the only driver of those on the track right now who has not been in the lead for at least one lap. And he finds himself 3 seconds away in that third spot. Newer tire might be enough to chase Daffin back, but we'll see how much more he burns as both of these drivers are losing tire and losing grip more and more to the 00 machine, who's only 5 seconds away from Alec Daffin now, has gained about 2 seconds in the past 5 laps. That is not bad at all. He's going to be able to keep gaining more and more time. Daffin only has himself to blame if he loses this lead. However, it might not be strategy meant to lead these laps. It might be strategy meant for that final, that 100th time around. You want to be able to lead that one, not about leading the rest. That's not what matters. It's not about where you start. It's about where you finish. And tonight, he might have a chance to finish on top. The lead for Alec Daffin, though, not too strong. Perez fading back, and it's Vinny Tigner and Jordan Kuntz who will catch up to each other and go at it with both of their trucks right with each other. 41 laps in this time by, getting closer and closer to the halfway marker. Vinny Tigner finds himself a leader in that number 99 machine. Third spot overall in the battle for the podium. He leads that final spot battle, and Cameron Perez is in second. Jordan Kuntz now lying back in fourth. And as we look back up front, it is going to be the driver in that number 48, Alec Daffin, who leads the way with Cameron Perez, of course, there in second. Top two drivers have remained in the same positions. Logan Lax lays back in the 52 machine, 26 seconds adrift. He's not going to be a contender for the lead tonight unless we get a yellow flag late. Now, your four top drivers are within only 3.7 seconds, and Vinny Tigner is gaining on Cameron Perez at a rapid rate. Now they're only separated by 1 second. Cameron Perez in that 24 machine is 1.2 seconds off of Alec Daffin. Vinny Tigner 1.1 seconds away from Cameron Perez. That's how it's been so far. These drivers spread out throughout the majority of the night. No chance for a close call or a yellow flag. This will be a flag to flag event. The way things have gone, at the very least, 43 through, it's Daffin the leader, and now Jordan Kuntz 3 seconds away, is just off of frame, coming through the backstretch at the same time as all the drivers right in front. And it's been a fantastic battle for the drivers throughout the entirety of the field. Going throughout, it has been Jordan Kuntz's race, but Alec Daffin making the strategic decision to remain up in front has worked out quite well. 18 laps into his second pit stop of the night, second on his cycle. It's worked out very well, leading every single lap at the moment of this pit run. Jordan Kuntz has been on his cycle, though, for only 10 laps and only has 3 more seconds to gain. That's how fast he's been. How about this number 4 spot held by Jordan Kuntz? He's still gaining more and more time. Might be able to gain just a bit more as the night goes on. Jordan Kuntz there in fourth, looking for the podium, and he sees Vinny Tigner now going for the taking, 0.3 of a second away from Cameron Perez right there in frame. The 99 gaining on that 24. Vinny Tigner not necessarily the biggest threat to Alec Daffin right now. I still think Jordan Kuntz would be. We'll see how hard Cameron Perez tries to defend for his teammate as the 24 comes down the back. It's going to be Vinny Tigner going right there with them. They're only now 2 seconds behind your leading driver. And it's going to be Vinny Tigner going up high that time by, looking for a second. He does not have it yet, but Perez much slower, in jeopardy of losing. Let's go down the backstretch all over again. Make it lap number 46 for these drivers. And Perez still has himself that runner-up spot. Vinny Tigner going to be in third. Jordan Kuntz going to be in fourth. And Logan Lax finds himself still in position number 5. Down the inside line, it's going to be Vinny Tigner taking that second spot. Now he has himself the runner-up position, and he has an opportunity to gain on Alec Daffin. However, Cameron Perez putting that bumper to him, and he's going to try to give a bit of a shove and let off just like that. Perez down a pit road this time through. It looks like his job is done. Down and in, and Jordan Kuntz now finds himself in third, only 3.9 seconds away from the drivers right in front. Daffin that time by was faster than Vinny Tigner. However, not by all too much. The margins are still incredibly slim for all these drivers as they come through the final half of this race. In the final race of the season, Daffin still has himself an edge, not by much. Now Vinny Tigner on the hunt again. He's only 2.1 seconds away, 47 laps through, and with just over 50 remaining. And the GM Racing Machine remains here in second. Alec Daffin, 48 laps in, is your leader. And not too far behind, Jordan Kuntz still does lie. These drivers now are all running on very similar tire runs. It's a pair of two for both sets. Two drivers with over 20 laps on it. Alec Daffin with the oldest set with a 22-lap-old set. Vinny Tigner has a 20-lap set. Then your second pair is Jordan Kuntz with a 14-lap set, and Logan Latz with a 12-lap set of his own. Nevertheless, Jordan Kuntz, the final man in contention, working his way through, makes himself closer and closer to leaders time after time. Now, 3 flat seconds separate your leader and your driver in third. The final 3, the best of the best, are showing why they've made it here. These lows who have made it all the way. Victories, consistency, able to avoid every incident that has come through this league. And just like that, they're the final drivers remaining, looking for a championship. Make it lap number 50 this time by. We're coming out of the final stretch here in the Fisher Studios Truck Series. It looks like Alec Daffin going to be the man who leads him down to the halfway marker. And the first 50 laps have been dominated by two drivers in both Jordan Kuntz and Alec Daffin. Daffin this time by gets to start the final chapter. It's going to be the final half of this race, led to us by the 48 machine, and Alec Daffin making his way through, going to be able to do it all over again. That's what it will take to win the championship. 50 laps to go this time by, and it looks like it is time to see them go at it once more. This is the crunch time indeed. Vinny Tigner remains in second, but Jordan Kuntz is still gaining there in a third. The strategy for the drivers up in front in both Daffin and Tigner, it has worked very well, but maybe now there's time to see whether or not it works all the way. The long run might not be the best run for this sort of strategy, but with such a big chance to win, it must be done. It looks like these guys are going to do anything it takes to win the $150 bonus at the end of the season. The champion wins $150, and that's what they're driving for, $150 on the line. And with 49 laps to go, the biggest prize in this league's history is in sight. That's Cameron Perez going to be able to go right by with his teammate, and he's going to be able to take it right back. Just like that, it's going to be the driver, the number 24 machine, and Cameron Perez going in front of his teammate, maybe going to try to lend a helping hand, but he takes that spot convincingly, just like that. It's Perez on the move. Alec Daffin still has himself that lead, though. 1.6 seconds separate himself and Vinny Tigner. Only 2 seconds back is Jordan Kuntz now, and Kuntz on a much newer set of tire has not been able to make it break through in the long term the way he'd like to have seen it. The 00, while gaining more time, has not been able to make it very quickly back to Alec Daffin, and being shut down perhaps by Vinny Tigner could be the nail in the coffin if he does not play his cards right. Daffin out of pit road this time through, and just like that, Alec Daffin makes it in first to do it all over again. The 99 now going to be up there in the lead, and Jordan Kuntz not too far back. We're trying to make that spot happen. Side by side, they're going to go for it inside line. Jordan Kuntz goes for the taking, and we've got ourselves a fight for lead with the 00 having the edge this time by. Let's ride on board and see the rear view action. And coming down the front stretch, it is Jordan Kuntz in the 00 machine leading the way. And now he's been able to make a convincing margin just like that. The 00 is your leader, Alec Daffin, making his way out here. A pretty good stop once again, 38.1 seconds. And the only driver to be able to beat that marker all night long has been Cameron Perez. Perez with a stunning 37.4-second pit stop, the fastest of the night. And just like that, Alec Daffin able to follow in his teammates' footsteps. Now, take the spot back from Vinny Tigner immediately after he lost it. Pit stops had been over a lap in length. Daffin going to be able to take that lead back immediately thereafter. Nice to see for his camp as the 48 able to take himself into the top spot as soon as Jordan Kuntz lets off the throttle and goes back down to pit road. It's the 00. Jordan Kuntz up in front. Nevertheless, and Alec Daffin putting down that pressure this time by wants to make it work. Lunges right through, and he's going to put up a statement move. Now at 45 laps to go, Jordan Kuntz is on the back foot, and he's going to make that move one more time to pit road if he wants to do anything about what is going on here. Losing time and losing the lead, it could be at stake. The championship battle all lies on whether or not this 00 can run back to that top spot and take home the victory all over again. 44 laps to go nevertheless, and it's Jordan Kuntz leading by 19 seconds over Logan Lax, with Cameron Perez in third, Alec Daffin in fourth, and Vinny Tigner now in the fifth spot. Top 5 drivers remain on track. Rest of your field, it is gone. And it's going to be Jordan Kuntz trying to get right back into touching distance with Daffin. But the more time he remains on the track, the more short-term time he is losing. However, in the long run, he might be able to gain some more time back on the driver he's fighting with for championship. 58 laps in, this Jordan Kuntz machine has no quit. He knows what he's doing, and that's for certain. Running that long game all over again got him within 2 seconds of the win, or rather the lead beforehand. Now, the win is what's in sight. He'll have to charge hard for it. And with 43 laps to go, make it 42. He's running out of time to come down to pit road and call it a night, giving himself one more chance to take that lead back from the 48. And taking a look on back, how's about Logan Lax in number 52 machine for 213 Simware? While not being up in front, contending for the race win, the 52's been looking good so far, staying consistently in the top 5 and cycling up to the top spots of the podium whenever there is, of course, a cycle through with your leaders. Logan Lax running a bit of a different strategy compared to his rivals on track tonight. Just trying to make it stick in the case of an emergency for one of these drivers, may be able to make up more time as the night goes on. Lax scored in second right now, looking good in the number 52 machine, trying to come home with a podium if possible in his first race here at Homestead-Miami in the Fisher Studios Truck Series. Down the back all over again, 60 laps in for the 00 machine, and time is truly running out. This Jordan Kuntz machine has been running the clock down more and more. Maybe he'll try to take it down even further before coming down to pit road. It would be a risk. With only 40 laps remaining, you gotta come down eventually. The decision has not yet been made, though, for the 00 camp. It's been Alec Daffin on his pit stint for 6 laps. Last time it was the Jordan Kuntz undercut that we saw beforehand. It was Daffin on his run for 5. So maybe running it out a bit longer, he found something that might work better. Even Vinny Tigner catching up to him now. That's a signal. You gotta come into pit road eventually. Try to make a change for the better of your race as Vinny Tigner moves him up the track once again. And side by side they will be with 39 laps remaining. The fight, it is still on here in Homestead-Miami Speedway. If your favorite driver still in the mix for the championship win, let us know in the chat room. Unlimited chat access given if you subscribe to the Fireball Talks NASCAR YouTube channel. We would love to have you with us as the night dies down and the championship battle comes down to this. 62 laps so far, and Jordan Kuntz looks to be getting ready to come down to pit road sometime soon. He's not giving us any clue to when that lap will be in specific. Looking fantastic as always up in front, but there are some signs of some cracks in his game plan. Cameron Perez looking to take that lead once again. It's a similar short-term solution for Alec Daffin of his teammate working with him, and the 48 getting there as well. These two have been able to work very well so far, not impeding directly upon the championship race, but definitely making their impact. The Shaw Racing machines currently run 2nd and 4th, and they are due to cycle up whenever Jordan Kuntz decides it is time. His 30th lap of this stint, it's just come here and now. It's going to be all down to when he comes down to pit road, which looks to be, according to estimates, within the next 3 laps. His first pit run, 33 laps. His second has gone 30 so far, looking to stretch it down to the end of lap number 66. That's the way it will go if Jordan Kuntz has a winning strategy here. He's going to stay out on the track until that 66th lap, break the race into even thirds, and eventually come home as your leading driver. Jordan Kuntz up in front, has himself a gap, 19 seconds worth, and he still has time, but time is running out overall. The clock is ticking on lap time, and while he does have a big margin over Cameron Perez, the laps are running out, and that's the most important thing to keep an eye on. 36 laps left in the season, a season of 20 races from Daytona International Speedway when we got this one started in February. The here and now tonight, it has been a long haul, and it all comes down to when this 00 makes his move. The championship could be decided by one final decision, and the pit strategy ran by Jordan Kuntz could be that very call. He's got himself a chance to make the move now, but he's going to wait until the very last second. Same for Logan Lax. Both of those drivers holding on and holding out until the very last moment when the fuel cell gives out. 66 laps in this time by, and it looks like Jordan Kuntz is indeed set to stay out on the track a bit longer this time around. He's got himself another lap in the books. Make it 34 laps remaining this season. It's Jordan Kuntz up there in front, and he still has himself a lead. 67 laps in. Cameron Perez, 18 seconds behind, is in second. Alec Daffin, 19 backs in third. And then we got Logan Lax, a total of 23 seconds back on your leading driver. He's there in the 4th spot with Vinny Tigner, running in 5th, 25 seconds back. Jordan Kuntz yet to come down to pit road, running this stint long, and he'll take it down even further than before. This has been a 35-lap stint, the longest throughout the entirety of this race. No other driver stretching it as long as Jordan Kuntz has, and 68 laps in, he will still persevere on the track. Nobody else doing it like him, as he's got himself an edge on the drivers in the back of the field. Alec Daffin consistently putting down laps and gaining more time. He will eventually lose that lead, Jordan Kuntz will, when he comes down to pit road here and now after a 35-lap stint, coming down to pit road for lap number 69 on this race. And as Kuntz comes through in that number 00 machine, making it through 69 laps in, it's been a nice race for him so far. Only 32 laps to remain as Cameron Perez does indeed take that race lead, and it is a huge gap that Alec Daffin will build this time by. He's able to make himself known up in front by now a margin of over 6 seconds by a long shot here, and it's going to be Jordan Kuntz now fading way back on pit road, and he's going to be a total of 14 seconds away from the Alec Daffin machine. This could be detrimental. The strategy game is still being played, and it is still as aggressive and intense as it gets. Still, uncertainty is arising as it comes down to the final stretch, and who's going to be able to take that lead, the 48 or the 00 at the end of the day. And with Alec Daffin now having such a major gap, we're not quite sure how he's going to use it. He eventually does have to come down to pit road the way we're estimating this one to go. He's got one more pit stop still in the tank. 70 laps through, 31 laps remaining to make it to the end of lap 100. And Alec Daffin has to decide what he's going to do with his pit cycle very soon if he wants to make it home as a winner. He'll go down to the inside line once again on Cameron Perez and take the lead from his teammate once more. Just like that, the number 48 is out in front. Once again, 30 laps remaining. He wants to end this one off with a championship victory. His final full-time race of the year. For Alec Daffin, not coming back full-time for season 4. A part-time appearance will be seen. However, this is his one final shot to come home with the $150 of the champion and make it home with a legacy. Looking to win the Season 4 title. It's been a season of big changes here in the Stock Car Racing League, but the best has been yet to come. Up high, it's Alec Daffin all over again, and Cameron Perez has yet to make it back. Perez is, of course, knowing his teammates in a much more important situation than he is. Vinny Tigner down a pit road this time by. He's going to call it a day on his strategy, and it looks like he'll be out of this one if there's no yellow flag or anything unexpected. It's going to be Jordan Kuntz and Alec Daffin trying to make it happen for themselves up in the front of the field. Daffin leads now by a total of 14 seconds over Jordan Kuntz. However, the gap is shrinking as time is going on. The more time he spends up in front without his final pit stop of the season, the more time he's got himself in trouble, losing time eventually in the long run, as that number 00 has played everything perfect to this point. Simply nobody trying to deny this man, and it looks like the 00 has a shot to come home with a victory regardless of anything beforehand. We'll see though. Cameron Perez down a pit road one final time this season. And Alec Daffin now alone on his 20-lap stint with 27 laps to go. Not enough time to make it happen. Maybe a Hail Mary can be thrown, but nothing is a certainty with such a small amount of time left. It's the 48 up in front, now 74 laps in, with Jordan Kuntz holding fort in second and Cameron Perez there in third. On pit road, Vinny Tigner going to be in fourth, and it's Logan Lax not too far behind in fifth. Daffin is now the final man without his final pit stop of the year. It's all coming down to his decision now, like the way it was just before with Jordan Kuntz. And Jordan Kuntz has himself a shot to go for it all the way. We'll see whether or not it's possible. If Alec Daffin slips up here on pit road, it is all but given away in the moment. Nevertheless, the 48 machine's always got an opportunity, always finding something to work out. Of course, a last second moments for a victory. Shades of Kentucky, perhaps. The driver, that number 48 machine, barely able to make it happen at the end of the day. And it all worked out by putting faith in his strategy. And when the strategy came to pass, it was the 48 who eventually found himself as the winner. Victory lane was his that time by, but tonight might not be the same situation. Simply a different circumstance. The 00 machine of Jordan Kuntz making it here tonight. He was not in that race when we went at it at Kentucky Motor Speedway. Tonight has been all about the 00 and the 48, but now it looks like the final move will be left to the man in that number 48. Alec Daffin, he's got the cards in his hand. We'll see whether or not he's able to use them well as he still moves through with 24 laps to go as your leading driver, not yet deciding to come down a pit road. Time is of the essence for the man on number 48 machine, and losing more time, it will put him at a major disadvantage in that last second moment. That's going to be here and now. Alec Daffin down a pit road this time by, and this will be it. The final pit stop of the season. Jordan Kuntz now running through. He knows he's got himself a shot to take the lead. In the back of your frame, there he was. Jordan Kuntz coming through this time by, and now with a total of 24 laps to go, Jordan Kuntz takes the lead and takes him down with now only 23. How's about that? Jordan Kuntz has just taken it back, and now he's just got to cruise home for 23 more to come home with a championship and $150. Next lap, you know what it means for us on FTN. With 22 laps to go, we crank it up with track cams for Gorman's, the best cameras on the iRacing platform, as we say hello to the sights and sounds of stock car racing and truck racing. With 22 to go, we'll crank it up courtesy of TrackCams22.com, the best cameras on the iRacing platform. And now, with only a total of 18 laps remaining in the season, it's Jordan Kuntz far and away out in front compared to drivers such as Cameron Perez, Vinny Tigner, and Alec Daffin. This is what it's all about now with these three drivers in the final three that are still remaining on the track. The yellow flag will be the only thing that saves them from perhaps a total destruction in this final segment. Jordan Kuntz breaking away at almost a 20-second gap. It's a phenomenal distance made up for him, and playing the strategy right all night long. Very calm, very collected, and eventually able to make his way back up to the front with very little trouble. It is a double zero machine there in the first spot, far and away ahead. Then, looking back, we've got ourselves a battle now between the drivers of Vinny Tigner and, well, Alec Daffin. Once again, these two drivers are now fighting for the runner-up spot in the championship race. It looks like so far they have not been able to make anything more of it. It's been Alec Daffin remaining ahead of Vinny Tigner. And now it's Cameron Perez scored all the way ahead in the second spot by about 4 seconds ahead of Alec Daffin. We'll see whether or not he gives up a spot or does something of the sort. With such a small amount of time remaining, any move could be the race and the season changer. The Final Four format is meant more times than not that if something happens late, it could decide the championship. Any late race wrecks sending us into perhaps an overtime or a very short dash of the checkered flag. Maybe anyone going down to pit road. Could be Jordan Kuntz with a bit of a misstep later on, but he has not made many mistakes this season and looking to avoid one for just 15 more laps. He's made it 86 laps in so far. Just has to come home in this final stretch to be crowned a champion and win the $150 grand prize. He's got himself a good shot to go through as he comes down the backstretch. He's got an 18-second lead over Cameron Perez. That's the type of gap that cannot be taken away in just one foul swoop. He's even got room to make a mistake or two and keep that lead nevertheless. Coming down to the stripe, make it 14. Looking on back, no battle between Tigner and Alec Daffin. Now it's Daffin chasing his teammate in Cameron Perez. He was 0.3 of a second faster last lap. Might be able to consistently gain as time goes on, and they'll be coming out of the line all over again, knowing that time is running out, but you just got to go what you got at this rate. Nothing more can be done. Time might be running out, but there is still hope in the minds of the 48 machine and the number 99. Jordan Kuntz, though, trying to make sure there won't be any. Make it 13 laps to go. A baker's dozen here in the Stock Car Racing League, and the sun no longer shining through turn 1 here in Homestead. Comes back through turn 2. Different conditions as the day has gone on, but the sun is not fully set. So it looks like the driving conditions have been more or less the same, regardless of any strategic calls. 88 laps in, Jordan Kuntz having himself a night, and perhaps his defining night here in this league, as he comes through all over again, looking to crown himself a champion. Look at him go. It's going to be another one. Make it 12 to go. Now Alec Daffin only within 2 seconds of Cameron Perez. Maybe a battle will happen here, but not yet. Anything has come of it, as Perez coming down to lap 89 in his own right now. Only 17 seconds away and still gaining. Jordan Kuntz going to have to go for a 32-lap tire run here. It should be doable, but we will see whether or not he can even do it. It's been a race broken up into thirds for the most part. He went a little longer in that second stint to ensure he does not have to in this third. Playing it safe at the very end is the way to go for the man in that double zero, as it looks like he's going to bring it down to lap number 90 this time by Cameron Perez, only leading his teammate by a second and a half now. That number 48 is gaining and gaining quick as they come around to the stripe. Once again, make it lap number 90 for Alec Daffin. It's going to be Jordan Kuntz trying to make it lap number 91 and take him down to the final lap in the double digits. Make it 10 laps to go. It's been a phenomenal journey all season long for Jordan Kuntz, driving throughout every race of this season. He has been the dominating man. He's currently our wins leader. He's at 4 this season, and his most recent came last week in a dominating display in Phoenix. I'm honestly quite shocked he does not have more wins on the season. He's gotten quite a few in the final 10. He's come into his own later in the season, and that's the reason he finds himself as a championship contender in the final 4. 10 laps to go this time by, and it looks like Cameron Perez is losing more and more time. He'll go down the pit road, it appears, and now Perez coming through. Looks like he loses time, does not go to pit road, almost signals he'll go down half a lap early, but Alex Daffin has cut down a lot of time on him, making more and more distance. Daffin about a second a lap faster than Jordan Kuntz, but still far out of range, making anything happen. Daffin now going to go down to the inside line on his teammate, it appears. He's coming up on that back bumper, the 24 right there. Gonna have to let him by in the low line. Nothing more that can be said or done as Daffin takes it low, nice and easy. He'll be able to take it by and now go for the second spot himself. Jordan Kuntz, make it 8 laps to go in the season. He's got himself still a lead. He's trying to hold on until the very end. Maybe there's still an opportunity to do just that. The number 00 now there with very little time remaining. 93 laps in as your race leader. Just got to keep it calm and collected as Cameron Perez fades from the view of Alex Daffin. The only thing in mind for that man in the 48 is to chase down Jordan Kuntz. The 00, not very close, but there's still a chance if anything does happen, it will happen in these final few laps. Make it 7 laps to go. It could be the lucky number here for the man in that number 00 as Jordan Kuntz has led him for the most part tonight. Nobody else on his level, and now it looks like he's chasing a man down in Logan Lax. And Lax may be due to go down 1 lap on pace, and that will be the only driver 1 lap down on pace tonight. The only other 2 drivers that are laps down retired before the first 10 laps were over. So with that in mind, all these drivers ahead of those 2 in 7th and 6th. It's 7th Kyle Jackson and 6th Marshall Harris. Well, it is all about staying in the lead lap for each and every one of them. It's been a calm race up in front for the most part. Jordan Kuntz trying to shake it up and get one more pass here as Cameron Perez loses more time. Vinny Tigner now coming into frame. Perez wants to hold on for one final podium on the season. Maybe there's a chance he keeps it, but it looks like there's very little time for Vinny Tigner to make something happen. He'll have to dive for it as he's got himself on the high side, building momentum, trying to make it work. 5 laps to go in the season, and it's Jordan Kuntz still up in front. The proximity racing machine is up in front, and he's now in close proximity to the big prize and the big win in this championship battle. He has been great all night long, and he's been great all season nevertheless, but the way he's won this one is textbook to his driving style. Strategy above all else, faking out the other drivers. They all went long. He went a bit shorter on the first run, extended it slightly on the second, and then making sure he's safer on the final way around. That's the way Jordan Kuntz has done it tonight, and now with only 4 laps remaining, he's got himself a shot to go all the way around for another race win. How about this one? It's Jordan Kuntz going for it all the way. 4 laps remaining, and looking at this happen, it could be less and less as time goes on. The laps are winding down, and the pressure, while it mounted before, might be a bit tied down for the man in number 00. Jordan Kuntz sees himself the leader with only 3 laps remaining. Time running out for his competitors. He's just got to keep it on the track now as he goes down the inside line to be very safe. Will not risk that equipment. That truck wrecking would be the worst possible thing to happen. He's got one other driver ahead in Logan Lax, but not only is there no reason to chase down Logan Lax, there's no reason to risk it by making an aggressive pass. That is not a battle for any position. Logan Lax is 5th, and Jordan Kuntz is first. So now make it 2 laps to go on the season. Vinny Tigner chasing down Cameron Perez as we speak. Now, the gap between them is only within 1 second. Jordan Kuntz right now is scored as their championship leader. It's Vinny Tigner all the way back in 3rd in the championship, 4th in the race. Now Daffin stuck in the bridesmaid spot, 99 laps in. He's there in the second spot in the championship and in this race. Nevertheless, coming around this time by, Logan Lack's going to lead him down and in, but it is Jordan Kuntz taking it down for the final lap of the season. And one more lap for the man in this number 00 in Jordan Kuntz. The 00 who's been up in this championship battle all throughout the year. The winningest driver of the season, has been known to drive with his head first. A very strategic driver, and in a night like this with no yellow flags and 150 miles of non-stop racing, you'll need that to clinch a championship. Even with the deck stacked right against them. Final four strategy could have been different. Aggression could have been up. No driver on pace or otherwise could catch up to your Season 4 champion. It is Jordan Kuntz, the Stock Car Racing League Fisher Studios Season 4 champion, coming home with $150 and a race win. The 00 wins the title and wins the final race of the season to make it 5 wins and $150 as the grand prize winner. He is the best, most dominant driver of the season, and he comes home with the championship to prove it. Jordan Kuntz is a champion in the Fisher Studios Truck Series, and he's ready to burn this one down immediately. And this has been the moment he has waited for all season long. Jordan Kuntz parking his truck, looks to have called it a season, and what a season it has been. The 00 comes home as a championship winner, and he did that one in dominating fashion for his 5th win and his final win of the year. What a ways to do it for your champion in Jordan Kuntz, winning over his championship rival in Alec Daffin by 15 seconds, converting a pole position to a victory. Then it was Cameron Perez on his return race, finishing with a podium in the 3rd spot in the number 24. Vinny Tigner makes it home in 4th, 20 seconds back, and then there's Marshall Harris and Kyle Jackson, 6th and 7th. How about that for the number 00? Jordan Kuntz getting this one done, and it could not be any better for the driver who's dominated this season to this point. As we take a look back to the driving that he's put in throughout the night, he has been fantastic, and you can notice in our replay footage, he's the only one with himself in his own universe tonight as a driver, and the checkered flag falling on this season sees the 00 come home as a champion, and what a way to win it all throughout. It is the 00 machine who comes home with the 20th and final victory of the season, winning race number 20, and most importantly, coming home as the champion in Season 4 of the Fisher Studios Truck Series. Jordan Kuntz, another fantastic performance, wins you the championship. How do you feel after this one?
Definitely feel great. Of course, it's an unfortunate way to win it with only 5 trucks in the finale race. Wish there was a lot more, wish there was more competition, but a championship win is what I got, and I deserved it with 5 wins this season.
And able to make it happen throughout the season. Success was always following you no matter where we raced. And when it comes down to it, the biggest thing for you was just making it in and locking yourself through. From there, it seemed to be much easier. So how was it locking down the championship here tonight, knowing it was all or nothing?
Of course, Phoenix is one of my tracks I circle on the calendar as I do not want to go to. Wish I could just skip it, or Homestead, sorry. I absolutely dislike the track and never want to race here. but I did a lot of practice for this race, did long runs, of which I usually don't do for a lot of tracks, but this one I definitely had to do. And yeah, found out a few tricks and with tire wear and fuel and made it work in the race.
Able to work it out quite well throughout tonight, and it looks like the strategy was again fantastic. And when we look back on your entire season, strategy has been your big thing. So tonight, it looks like you did it again. How have you been able to manage that strategy? It seems like no other driver has had the same way you have.
I think strategy I've learned from a Coke Series crew chief, John H. Jones. He'd really helped me with strategy throughout Road to Pro, and I've learned from his tips that he's giving me, and he put those to full effect in all of these races throughout the season, and it's really pulled through for me.
And pulling through, it seems to have worked very well. The driver, the number 00, comes home with a grand prize of $150 and another championship. Well, we've got a season coming up quite soon. Can't wait for it. Daytona will be back with just a few weeks to spare. What's it going to take for you to perhaps go for another title?
I don't think I'm going to run another full season, but of course anything can change. But for right now, my plans are just a one and done, and maybe I'll show up for a few races in the future, but definitely not for a full season.
Well, how about that for a full season? We've seen out of Jordan Coots, it has been a masterclass. 5 wins and eventually a walk-off championship win here in the Season 4 finale in Homestead-Miami Speedway. With this championship in mind, any fellow drivers or anyone here you'd like to thank, and any final thoughts to wrap off the year?
I'd like to give a shout out to you for broadcasting this entire season, even with the low car count we've had throughout the last remaining races, but you still always broadcasted and gave amazing broadcasts. I'd like to thank everybody who's watching this, my papa for always supporting me in these races, and everyone else who supports me.
And there we have it. The 00 of Jordan Coots comes home with a championship, a 5-win season, and it all came down to a win once again in Homestead-Miami. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
There we have it. Jordan Coots going to be on his way. Alec Daffin in the number 48 machine finishes his season second on the board here in Homestead-Miami after 20 races of action. How do you feel after this one?
Yeah, I mean, definitely overall for the sake of the league, not the end of the season we want. I mean, tonight I ran a clean race, I think Jordan Coots definitely had the fastest truck tonight, as he was all season. Obviously, congrats to him on the championship. Like, me and Cameron and Vinny, like, we were trying to do that 3-stop strategy because we had a very small field, so we really had nothing to lose. We figured it was going to go green, so tried that 3-stop, and ultimately definitely didn't work out. But I mean, in terms of track position, really nothing to lose. It was worth a shot, but yeah, still got P2 of it at the end of the day.
And nevertheless, a great season for the 48 Cam, coming home with a victory very late in the season in Kentucky. Momentum there, a lot of podiums. Big time consistency throughout the year. What was the big thing for you to find yourself in the championship battles? We saw 20 races, many different ways it could have gone.
Definitely consistency. I mean, I guess like throughout the playoffs, like the car counts went down, which definitely helped. But I mean, definitely consistency. Like, I had one wheel in the year, but I mean, we finished top 5. Like, I guess other than last week, like the last 2 months, I finished in the top 5 like every race basically. So. I mean, yeah, we definitely just that consistency, getting good finishes every week. That was definitely a big part of it, and carried that all the way through tonight.
And there we have it. Consistency was key for the 48 machine, and coming home runner-up here, a lot we've seen throughout this season. And we know your plans for the next season. Of course, season 5 are not full-time, but can you give us a bit more insight to what we expect of the 48 next year?
Yeah, I was actually about to touch on that. So next season, I decided yesterday that I am going to be coming back full time. I have some other plans that I am not officially ready to announce yet, but I will be announcing those in the coming week or two. But I will be back full time in the 48 truck though.
And there we have it, a surprise to be sure, but Alec Daffin looking to go back for another championship chance in Season 5. More to come with more information as the, of course, coming weeks go by. Nevertheless, great to have you here for Season 4 and a great championship battle you gave with these guys up in front. Any thoughts to round out the season? Anyone else you'd like to thank?
Yeah, obviously, overall, it's a good season. Like, I know for the sake of the league, didn't really go great at the end, but I mean, thank you to everybody that stuck it out to the end there. Thank you for doing the broadcast throughout the whole season. And then it was good to have Cameron back tonight because he's been gone for a while, so good to race with him again. I'll say congrats to Jordan on the championship. Thank him my Twitch channel, Alec Deffin48, Shaw Racing Prox, Chevrolet, and yeah.
And there we have it, Alec Davin rounding out a successful season, second on the board, looking to go back at it full-time next season. Perhaps another great run is in store. Thank you once again.
Thank you, David.
And there we go. It's going to be Alec Daffin on his way. And to round out the season, Cameron Perez with a shock return makes it into number 24. Final podium of the season. And you round it out as the final driver here in third. How about it? Making your way back, finishing in the podium. How do you feel after tonight and the whole season?
Yeah, great to be back on the podium. Finished where I started off at Montreal last time I raced. It's a third place finish, so that's good. But unfortunate about the lower car counts toward the end of the season. Next season's going to be a lot better. But yeah, good to be back on the podium and in the series. And congrats to Jordan on the championship. And thank you for you broadcasting the whole season. And look to have you for next season. And thank you to everyone who showed up.
And a great season we've seen, of course, for you and your short runs that we've seen, of course, in the 24. Season 5, the big talking point for what is next. What do you expect to see for you and that number 24 machine as we go on to our next season at the end of July?
I mean, I look to be contender every week next season. Definitely podium contender because I've had, 3 top 10s, 4 top 10s this season. So about all my starts have had a top 10. And this is like my third podium of the season, even though I've only ran 4 races. But those stats are still real good. So looking to keep the momentum and go into the next season with good finishes.
And there we have it, looking to keep that momentum. The number 24 of Cameron Perez finishes out this season very well with a podium position. I think you touched upon those you'd like to thank, but any final thoughts to round out this season?
Yeah, just hope to have a great next season, great start to next season, and yeah, thank you for broadcasting the whole season. It's been good. Hope to have you back for next season, and yeah, congrats to Jordan on the championship.
And there we have it. Cameron Perez, league owner of the Stock Car Racing League, comes home in the final race of the season, the season 4 finale, third on the order. Thank you for your time.
Yep, thank you, David.
And there we have it. Cameron Perez going to be back on his way. Cameron Perez third. We got ourselves a brand new champion in Jordan Coots, and the 00 machine makes it home on top here in the Homestead-Miami Speedway. How about this for the 00 who gets it done at the end of this season? It's been a fantastic one here on FTN, and we hope to be back for next season, and we are sure to bring you all the coverage when we get back at it July 29th for the Daytona Duels. Keep an eye out for that. Season 5 going to be better than ever here in the Stock Car Racing League. As always, for all the drivers who have been in this series, we thank them dearly. And as I've been for the good majority of this season, I've been David Kreutz, your host for the good majority. As I said before, we got to thank other drivers, of course, who have come through. River Page, one of our great friends at FTN, for broadcasting part of the season while I was away. Nevertheless, from River Page and David Kreutz, myself, this has been our presentation of the Season 4 of the Stock Car Racing League Fisher Studios Truck Series. We thank you all for your dear support, and we hope to be back for Season 5 with all our viewers. If you'd like to join us on our journey before we come back, 996 subscribers, we can take that up to 1,000 tonight if you'd like. We'd love to have you aboard on our journey as we say hello to a new era here on FTN. Season 5 going to be another great season. We will love to have you back for yet another on the channel. Thank you all for your time. Once again, we truly applaud your appreciation and support of these drivers, this league, and the channel. And we hope to see you back viewing once again whenever we're live again on FTN.